I got it.
There it is. Hey guys, how are you?
We are live now.
Hello.
We are live. We are live. Episode 50. Is that like
Yeah.
a big deal, or is it like 100 is the big deal?
No, 50 is a
50 is not that
milestone.
big of a deal. I guess.
50?
I mean,
You wouldn't know yet because you're not 50 yet though, right, Gary?
it's true. So it's not that big of a number.
Yeah, it's not. It's not. It's just a number. Yeah, well, that's what's up. 50 episodes seems like it. Was like me and Aaron just started this just yesterday. After that brilliant Savannah, I was gonna call Savannah a debacle, but we both got PRs out of it.
Yeah.
It's like when you think about that race, because like the PR project started with like we started using hashtag PR project leading into that Savannah race, that half marathon we were both going for, and then Aaron made his dope graphic, which is in the corner of this this video, the PR project, and then we put it on singlets, some ASIC singlets. Shout out to Mara for giving us giving us some singlets to throw it on. And it was just a dope look. And so like after that, we were like, you know what, we might as well start a show and get free stuff.
No, we didn't do that. You did that. I just was like, all right, okay, let's do it.
You know, we started the show. So
We started the show, but it was your idea to start.
yeah,
the show.
okay, fine, sure. My idea to start a show. Aaron said yes, of course, because I wouldn't be able to do it without him because he does all the creative stuff. Anyway, so we started the show, but then the crazy thing about the PR project in the beginning was we both went down to Savannah, ran this race, the Rock and Roll Savannah Half Marathon, and it was during Tropical Storm Wanda. Tropical Storm Wanda.
Wanda Sykes for sure.
Wanda Sykes. Wanda was wilding out. So we went to like honestly when we like scheduled Savannah, it's like my mom lives there, so it'd be a cool place we could stay with her, save some money, see my people. But then like obviously we both thought that this was gonna be like a good weather opportunity, in November. Like that was the vibe. Like obviously Savannah is gonna be maybe 40s, 50s, at the lowest. And I guess historically that was the case. But we got there and it started raining as soon as we got there. And the storm wasn't what happened?
I'm looking at your shirt. That's not the shirt, is it?
Yeah. Oh, it is. No, this is the Chicago one.
Oh, okay.
So this is my first half. So we get there and it's like raining, and so we go straight to we went straight to like the Nike store and wherever other store that was, and Under Armour or something, trying to find like gear because it was gonna all of a sudden be like 30 degrees, and we got some stuff that was not what we needed. It probably made it worse actually. And then we ran this race. Aaron always likes to make sure that we mention that we stood in the corrals, Gary, for 45 minutes.
Getting rained on the whole time.
Yeah.
After you threw your stuff.
Yeah,
we threw your stuff off.
Yeah, because we did our warm up, we threw our stuff off, we ready to race, standing in the corrals, like, and they had the corrals like that was like post-COVID corral, so it was like they literally had like rows of like barricades, so you were like single file, like so they were starting people like go, like
Forgot about that. That was weird too.
Yeah, so you standing in these like
it was every 15 seconds or something.
Yeah, supposedly, and then it didn't happen. But then so we standing in these like barricade things, windy, raining, 32 degree with wind chill, right? Something like that. It was so bad that they canceled the marathon an hour before the race because they didn't want, it was going to be like a detriment to like safety or whatever, because it was just so bad. And we ran the race, but we both PR'd, but I think we had trained so well that we expected bigger PRs, technically, by like minutes. And I don't think that we were as far enough along in our journey. It's still kind of salty about it, but like, I think that if that happened now, we both would have been like, bro, we did well for that day.
Yeah. I mean, that was still the sentiment. We still felt like that, but it felt like like we got the short end of the stick because it's like, really, like this is the weekend that we had to do it because it was nice the day before. Like it was super nice the day before.
Yeah. Like, it started rain. It started raining the night before, and we like, dang, I think we don't think this is gonna go through because it was supposed to just kind of pass through, and it didn't. It didn't.
Nah.
It was like,
yes.
Am I over exaggerating? Was it ice in the? Oh yeah. So the water cups, the water stations. It was so cold and windy out that nobody was at the water stations. They just had water sitting on the table, and those had ice, like a layer of ice on it. No BS.
Yeah,
that's where my PR is. We were shaking. We were shaking for like 2 hours.
It was
no
terrible.
joke. No joke. Oh yeah, I'm glad we got an extra witness here with my mama. But yeah, that's where PR Project came from. We're 50 episodes in. Tap in, let us know where you are from. If you ran today, do the you know the vibes. If you ran today, let us know where you're from, how many miles, all that stuff. And also an opportunity, ask us whatever comes to mind. If you're training and you got some questions or you have a comment and you want us to talk about something in particular, this show is designed to talk about stuff we want to talk about, but also stuff that you all are thinking and wondering.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Detroit weather to Georgia. No.
No, don't do that. That weather was down there already. That weather actually came from the opposite direction of Detroit. We ain't bring that.
It don't be raining sideways like that out here.
No, that was like New England weather.
That was the coast. That was coastal weather. That wasn't off the lake weather.
Yeah, 100%. That was wild. That was incredibly crazy. But yeah. So what we got here? So yeah, let's jump into it. Before we
jump into it, to our loyal viewers, people that's been here for quite some time, let us know what your favorite moment of the PR. If you can remember a favorite moment, what was your favorite moment on this stream? We've had some funny moments.
Yeah,
we've had the butter on pancake debacle with Gary.
Oh my god!
My mom this weekend sent me a photo of a pancakes with butter on it. Like
we had that. We've had many moments in our brief history, and if y'all remember anything funny or anything memorable, drop them in the chat. Let's reminisce for this 50th episode.
Yeah. No. What was your? Wait. Were we gonna make them do it first?
Yeah. Let's see if anyone in the chat has any good memories, and then we'll riff that mysterious deer.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh man, the deer that chased Tommy.
Wait, so
the deer is
oh my god. So the deer is showing up multiple times here?
The deer has made 4.
So we saw another deer today, and I definitely had my eye on it. Oh, Gary, I was running with Gary recently, and another deer. We saw one, and you saw how spooked I was. We were coming down. You know what I'm saying? Like, remember you heard something too. Remember we both looked back because you. No, it was just me. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I remember that.
It's that you know that long street to get when you're at Gary's house, Aaron, you do that 8-mile route, and he always comes back down that really long straight street with the white and black house, the Dalmatian house.
Yeah.
We saw a deer on that street before the Dalmatian house, and it was just in the yard. It was kind of close.
Yeah.
Man, one thing I need you to second me on this one, Gary. I mean, on Aaron. Gary is the type of runner that just runs.
Yeah, he's impervious to anything that's going on around him.
It doesn't matter what's happening around. Like, you'd be like, hey, Gary, did you see that bomb go off next to us? You'd be like, bomb? I'm like, bro, we lost like 3 people back there. We lost like 3 people.
It's that country background. You gotta tune everything out.
Listen, we're not doing this. Okay. We're not doing this. I'm not making this up. Oh, one thing I don't know if Joe wants us to talk about this, but Joe saw that deer today that we saw. Well, you were there, right, Aaron? Oh no, you weren't there yet. So there was a deer over near the cars, like really
I
close.
saw it. I saw it when I was pulling up though.
Okay.
I saw it there. It had like
antlers. Yeah. So Joe said that was the first time that he saw a deer with antlers.
I'm not surprised by that. I'm not surprised by that.
Oh, this is a good one. The Nell Rojas guest appearance was really cool.
Yeah, that was sweet. It was cool to talk to her for a little bit.
I'd love to get like some pros on here on a different vibe, than like a normal interview. Just like to kind of riff and talk about what their like expertise part of their thing is. You know what I want to talk about really quickly before we really get into it? Something that like I guess this could be a topic that we could be talking about. But I interviewed Kira D'Amato for my show. And one of the things that she talked about before that she does differently before workouts that maybe she doesn't know if everybody does, but she feels like people should, is like actually warm up during the warm up. Like a lot of times we'll just kind of trot through that just to kind of get moving a little bit. But she actually she puts in like longer surges, like longer than a normal stride, but just really gets moving in the warm up. So that when she goes into that first interval, it's not like, oh, it takes me like 2-3 intervals to get going, or that first few fell through. Like she wants to crush every interval. So she does like these big strides to really get moving. And then obviously she stops, changes shoes, like, cause they most pros stop in between that warm up and the go. So that's what she does. And I tried it on Wednesday. And I felt like, it's probably a little placebo in there a little bit, but maybe not. I felt like the first interval, because it was a fast first mile for me that day, because I had the Michigan. And I felt like the first mile, I felt more in control and less like, sometimes that first interval, your legs get kind of like, I don't know what's today's going to be like. Yeah. And I felt like I was like in a groove already. And I threw in like 2, maybe 30 or 40 second pretty long strides, and it felt different, but I'm gonna keep trying. I did it a little bit today, but barely.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the cooler temperatures, because like I'm scared to like experiment when it's this hot. Like I'm just like I just want to be able to get what I have done and not like throw a bunch of variables into the equation that might throw things off. Like I'll be shook out there. Like today I was kind of shook, I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm like, bro, it's gonna get, it wasn't that hot when I started, but I'm like, it's gonna get hot. And
for sure.
I didn't realize it until I like turned around, and I'm just like, I'm looking out at the trail, and I'm just like, I don't see a shaded spot at all.
Right. When you turn around that trail that time of day, it's nasty. It just is, you get fooled by it.
There's only that one section from like mile like 0.75 until like mile and a half where you go on through that turn where you're going up to the left. That's the only shade.
No, it's a little shade after the bridge. Like when you're coming back after the bridge, it's a little section of shade after the bridge on the way back. Up until like that other little bridge over the water, but then
like a mile past the bridge, it kind of shades up a little bit, right? Yeah.
But everything after the bridge going out, over. You fully exposed the whole time.
I remember I don't like the bridge in general, just because. So just to get to this, you guys know we're talking about like a rail trail type of vibe here. It's called the West Bloomfield Trail. It's a great trail to run on. But it, like, at one point it goes over M5, which was like just a major street, and it's a pretty steep incline. Like because it's a short little bridge, but it's pretty high enough for like semis to go under, go under. But like after you get over that bridge, like that whole stretch right there, that's all concrete and it has like the marsh on both sides. That gets so hot right there for me. Because on the way back,
the bridge itself, when you're going up it staggers.
Yeah, that stagger thing is wild. I wonder what that's so people on bikes don't get like come down too fast.
No, it's probably just poor poor
I mean,
execution by the people that built it.
it had to be for a reason,
Build a
right?
straight line. No,
Right.
I'm gonna blame it under inadequacy.
Like it literally goes like this way, and then it goes up a little bit, and then flat, and then up. Like it's like steps almost.
Yeah.
It's
I
a
was
weird.
coming
Giant
back.
steps.
I was coming back on the so I was coming up the bridge on the way back, and I get to the top, and I'm like, bro, I gotta walk it out for a second. This is ridiculous. And a dude rolled past me.
At the top.
Yeah, at the top, going over the street. I'm walking.
Yeah.
And I'm breathing hard. And a dude ride past me on a bike, like, oh yeah. I'm like, go to hell, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I was like 12 miles in. It was super hot. I had already finished my workout. I'm like, bro, if you know what I just went through, you wouldn't even be talking to me right now. This is insane.
Yeah, no, like I've stopped on that 2 workouts ago. This has been a while because we haven't run on that trail in a while, but 2 workouts ago, like I had to stop. Like I made it up to the top, and I was like, that's it. Like I'm chilling right here for a minute. This last time we did the work, I did a workout there. Like I was purposely like, I'm not going to stop when I hit this. Like even if I gotta slow down a little bit, I'm climbing this hill and I'm going through this bridge, and like it worked. But that's a tough bridge, bro. Like it's not an easy run.
Yeah, I was thinking about the Verrazano when not the Verrazano.
The first bridge.
No, the bridge at like 15.
Oh, Queensboro.
Queensboro.
Yeah,
sure.
The one where it's like brown and like metal.
Yeah. And I was thinking about how trash that was because you just climbing for like a mile straight.
But it's such a subtle, like if maybe I'm thinking about it differently, but it's like it's one of those long, subtle like rises, but it just doesn't seem like you can see over. You can't see the other side.
Yeah, and it's super. Well, it was super hot because so many people, and it was just, and I had already hit the wall, so it
So
made
it's
it worse.
Like on that bridge, I think I told you, but on that bridge, like, because you know how like they had the carpet thing down, so it wasn't graded, so they had that down, and I was so trash at that point that like I got over to like the cement part on the other side of the grate just to get out of the way. I mean, there was nobody around. Like it was mental. I was mental. Like I got out of the way just in case people needed to pass me, and I wanted to stop, and I wanted to be out the way.
Yeah,
but there was nobody around. I like got over like what's wrong? Like I could have just stopped, and nobody would have been. You know, it was just that's a bad point of the race. Yeah. Like so, whenever somebody says something about New York Marathon, the key to me is if you got to treat that bridge like, you got to treat that bridge like heartbreak. Because if to me after that point, I mean, even though it was a rough day, like even though you look back after that point, it was just that's the hard. I mean, you've kind of like tackled all the harder things except for like maybe finishing in Central Park. I mean, but then like it's like you just there, you know what I'm saying? But I think if you get through like the Queensboro Bridge standing up and like, okay, we're ready to go, I think that's where you need to be. And I believe that that's where like pros go, okay, here we kick it in gear after you get over the Queensboro Bridge.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. But I like that Malik said the toughest part. It is, I think that bridge is the toughest part of it just is, especially on a hot day like it was last year. Yeah. All right, so we got Jalen Thomas said, have y'all been watching Worlds? I have. I know Gary has. Aaron's been watching basketball.
I'm fine, baby. Prelims, friendlies, exhibition. No, I'm just playing. I've seen some highlights though. I'm not totally ignorant to it.
Right. And then Alexis says that she's been watching all day. We had some smoke rolling from the wildfires, so Worlds has been a lifesaver being stuck inside. All right. So what do you want to talk about, Gary? I know you've been watching. What you got? What you want to talk about?
I missed today, but I know that you mentioned that like the biggest news today is Fred Kerley.
Yeah. So I didn't see his race because like my Wi-Fi or my whatever was going weird. Did you see the race?
No, I haven't. I literally haven't had a chance to watch anything today. So I just got to.
Yeah. So the way that it worked, so I guess he finished third, but because I looked at the recaps, whoever, maybe Alexis, like, how did he not make it? Because I thought it was top 3 that you then you
They
go
said he
through.
missed it by 0.02 seconds.
So what? Okay. So for them, it's still time.
No, I think somebody.
I thought it was. Yeah, I don't know how
beat
they
him. Top 2
get the automatic qualifier.
Top 2 automatic.
Because you know the field of the 100 is smaller for the final than it is for like, you know what I'm saying. The middle distance races is way more people, but the 100 is just 8.
Yeah, because I know like they switched up the qualifiers for like the 1500 and like I think the 400 maybe even. It used like it was before that there was a certain amount of people that auto qualified in like the 1500 each race, but this year it's top 6 and that's it. So each qualifier heat has been like a race within itself because you can't be in a fast heat thinking that like, okay, well, even if I'm 7th or 8th in this heat, I'm gonna make it into as a time qualifier. There are no time qualifiers.
Yeah, I heard they got rid of the small A qualifier, which would have been the time qualifier, right?
Yeah, and I like that. I like that for the 1500 because every race was like you had to be there. Like, you know, it was a race within itself. If it's a slow race, you still got to be top 6. If it's a fast one, like the one earlier with Sifan Hassan and Faith Kipyegon, like that was a fast race. And unfortunately, Nikki Hills was in that race, and they didn't hold on. Like definitely in the back of the pack, but it was just it just got out fast, and they weren't playing. So. Yeah. They didn't make it through the qualifier, but did an amazing job in the first one. To be in a heat with Sifan Hassan and Faith Kipyegon, you know that they're going to run fast. Like it's not like, you know, they almost like to feel like they have to, and it was quick, and like literally the 6 people that went through were the only 6. They were packed up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in a line, and it was a big gap between the chase group.
If I was Sifan Hassan, I would have jumped out to lane 3 because I wasn't about to get tripped up again, bro. I ain't falling twice.
So I think she just gassed out because if you ain't watching, she was fighting for the lead in the last 150 meters of the 10,000 and fell.
But when you're running that fast and her form is that crazy, like.
Yeah,
it's a lot of moving parts. It's really like
Karen Gaucher was like she overstrided and I think stripped on.
Yeah, like one misstep or one just like wrong like clip, you going down. Like
it's no way around it.
And you that tired, like
this is a 10,000 meter, and they said it was 85 or 86 or something like that during the race degrees.
Yeah,
Fahrenheit. Which is crazy. And then same thing happened with the 4x400. Okay, so here's my hypothesis or whatever it's called on what happened with the 4x400. So I don't think that she tripped or got gassed. I mean, she definitely tripped, obviously, because she fell. But I don't think she was gassed. The lady who fell, Femke Bol. I think that what happened was she was probably at the limits of like they were running very fast. And the one who, I don't even know her name, unfortunately, but the lady that ran for the U.S. came up beside her, like kind of almost like random, and you can't, the crowd screaming, you can't hear, you don't know if somebody's coming up on you. And she just popped up like in her peripheral and just made her lose her like stride and just fell. Like, cause that happened with what's her name? Latessa Megide for like the cross country. Remember, she was winning the race, and all of a sudden somebody caught her and like almost like scares you out your thing, and your mind's like go faster, your body's like no.
Yeah, Alexis, same thing. So she said she thinks Alexis Holmes spooked Femke, and she just tripped over herself trying to push harder. Yeah, because like when you try to just kick a little harder and you're that tired, like
like have you ever had somebody like honk while we're running, and it almost like you miss a like your foot, like it's like you miss a step,
It's
But
like
we-
you
we
running your
run it.
warm up and like a dog jump out at you and almost hit
Oh
you.
my God. Forget, hey, stop the phone or press or whatever it is. So Aaron running today, forget the deer. This is real. I mean, no, my deer was real too.
We just told him.
You'll
to
do
say.
that.
Dang. No, I'm saying, but the deer didn't actually chase me, but the deer definitely made his presence known. That's what I said. But today, so Aaron's we're on this trail. Aaron's coming towards me. I'm, whatever. Aaron's on the right side or his right. I'm on my right, and it's a lady with a dog, like not even like just a normal dog, like a small lab or something, like nothing crazy. And so Aaron's running close. He kind of like he Femke bowls her, right? So he Femke bowls the dog. The dog like gets scared or whatever and just lunges at Aaron. But the lady had the leash enough where it just like snagged the dog, and the dog like was off of its feet, like did a flip almost. And Aaron almost, I feel like you didn't even miss a step. So hats off to you.
Just sidestep it, bro.
I was gonna say, go back to your chorus, check your heart rate at your chorus.
Yeah. What's up?
At that time,
no heart rate spike.
It was during the warm. I wasn't bothered. Like I didn't ever feel. I didn't see the dog, to be honest.
Oh, really?
I didn't see it until like she's like,
was in
"Oh
the
no,"
air.
and I was already past it. So I'm like,
Oh,
what
so
do I
you
do?
didn't
Yell at
see
the lady
the
now?
lunge. You didn't see the lunge.
I seen the lunge out of my peripheral,
Yeah.
but by the time I realized what was happening, I was already past it. So I'm just
Now
like,
imagine if you was running 4:20 pace.
I would have went down. I'm just thinking, right? Like, so Safan is running low 4 pace or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Giving it all she got at the end of 10,000 meters, bro.
10,000 meters.
And hit the track and slid.
Yeah.
Like,
but no, Femke Bowl landed with her hands out to the side and her face like hit the thing.
Like the track is like,
my youngest was like, I can't believe her knees got scratched up.
I can't
Yeah.
believe
My
like
youngest
track
for
burn
sure
gotta
the
be
knees are gonna be
terrible, bro.
Yeah, track burn looks like it can't be fun.
No, like I've had times where I play basketball and I fell and I slid like on the court and it hurt.
Yeah,
And it's smooth. The track
Yeah.
is like it's like an eraser burn. Like no, people do no. Absolutely.
it's like the thing that you buy to like get the calluses off your foot type of burn. You know, I don't know about that one,
50
man.
grit sandpaper or something. Like nah, bro, terrible.
50
Terrible, bro.
For real, like this boy finished smooth. But like no, but and then so you didn't watch anything today? So they did the 10,000 meter final for men's went off. Joshua Cheptegei won. But like the guy who beat him last time was right there. And like Joshua like wound it up on that last 400 and turned that last corner, and they were like, I'm thinking like this is gonna be close. And somehow he found another gear and just sailed in, which was cool. Like, cause I'm hyped. I like Joshua. Like I feel like other than that like gorilla thing he does or whatever.
Hey man, he's just trying to figure it out, bro. He's trying to figure out what's gonna be his thing, man.
Yeah, no, I mean I think that's his thing. But no, it was a good. It's a lot of good races, man. Like
I seen Sha'Carri Richardson doing her usual. People hate her so bad, bro.
So okay, so are you 100% full on board Sha'Carri Richardson fan, or do you have like if I were her manager, I'd say just do this a little different.
This the thing. Her arrogance doesn't offend my sensibilities like some people.
Okay.
Because I'm not like I feel like track is kind of like, and I don't even know if it's track, but some track fans specifically, they a little old school in a way of just being like, no, you need to be gracious and all of that. And it's just like,
but so many greats like weren't that though. You know, like Michael Johnson wasn't necessarily like
you saying Bolt wasn't gracious. Like
no,
he was gonna let you know. He was gonna let you know. He just rolled you up. So no, I'm not offended by her. Like a lot of people are just their sensibilities are offended by her mere presence. And I mean, I know many of Black women like Sha'Carri, and mainstream America is not familiar with that personality type. But I'm not like a super fan, but I also don't like take offense to it because it's like let her do it. You know, it
Yeah.
is what it is.
What about you, Gary?
No, I feel the same way. You know, this is plus at the end of the day, you're bringing eyes to the sport. You know, so
Yes.
if she can get her name out there, is that me?
Yes, you.
Do I have the back connection?
Yeah, you do.
I wasn't sure. Anyway, if she's bringing eyes to the sport, it's all good.
And I feel like they'll. I feel like they would never. Like people don't get like that about the men. You know, like men
No.
can be that way, and they don't get as much flack for it.
You're right.
But for
You're
some
right.
reason, when a woman does it, it's like, no, you need to be gracious. You need to be humble. Like,
Yeah.
no, like everybody doesn't have to be robots. Everybody doesn't have to be the same way. Like, let them show personality. Let them do what they do. And if she loses, she deserved it. You know what I'm saying? She deserved to get it right back. You know, like if it's that annoying, if it's that irritating, beat her and rub her face in it. Like,
yeah,
it's competition. It's sports.
Like Noah Lyles is just like that. You know,
Noah Lyles be wilding.
Yeah,
he gonna rip his singlet off when he win.
He gonna come through with the fur coat, whatever. He gonna come swagged up, and it's like so like if I had to say like one thing, and because I don't know, I wasn't like a super track fan before, like I just started like basically at Worlds last year. So when she had her issue, or like when she tested for like marijuana, right? Which isn't even, it doesn't seem like it should be that big of a deal. Before that, I don't know if she was this way and they loved, but I thought they loved her before.
They did though. But when she was running NCAAs and all of that, she's been the same person. When she ran at LSU, she was the same person. But when you wear that USA on your chest, when you're on a different platform, when you're on a higher level,
I feel like
their expectation for is higher. And also she has like her reputation in college was like she don't lose. You know what I'm saying? Like she always win. She's champion, all of that. But we haven't seen her win on that highest level yet. Yeah. But she still got that attitude that she had when she was winning in college. Yeah. And people don't like. I guess people don't like when you act like that and you haven't quote unquote backed it up. But it's like,
yeah, no, I think it. I mean, because I rock with it. I don't love like her interviews necessarily. Because like I like when she talk junk and I don't love when people I don't like when people do like the world hate me and that's okay like vibe. Like just like I love when she talk junk about racing and running, and then just like you don't need to give people like that thing where it's like I know you talking about me. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't like when any like athlete does that necessarily, because it's just like she crushing people right now. Like talk junk about crushing people and then just bounce like that. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, like some of her interviews, I'm like, I don't know why you like had to say that. Like I'm not trying to like silence her at all. Like talk everything. But I don't necessarily like when people mess up, like when Tiger Woods messed up or whatever. Whatever, I don't even want to say like he had a lot going on. But like you don't need to apologize to people about like something you did in your personal life. Like I don't necessarily like when people hold that for too long. Like you a better athlete, she a better athlete now than she's ever been. She's running crazy fast, and just rub people's face in that and go off and go crazy and go get your goal, because it seemed like that's what she about to do.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
But I mean,
this isn't new either in terms of the media. I mean, the media has been treating athletes this for a while. Remember, FloJo used to wear those crazy outfits, with the one leg and the spandex and a ton of shit, a ton of crap from that.
Yeah, this part. So because I don't want to make it seem like I was like opposite of what you're saying, Aaron, because like I rock with that and I love and I think that America and just people in general always want to see somebody fall anyway. Like so when she got caught up and she kind of faltered a bit because she wasn't racing as much, so she was losing races. She was at the back of the race, and people love that. Like people love seeing somebody fall, but what I'm saying is like that some of her like the defensive part, like she don't owe these people nothing in that manner. You know what I'm saying? Like so just like walk through it, keep doing your thing, because she's obviously better than most people out right now. You know what I'm saying? Like if Noah fell off, just like to that same thing, like if a dude fall off, they just move on. You know what I'm saying? And then they just make people move on with them, and that's it. Like you don't have to hold that no more.
Yeah, I agree, but also 23 years old, like
Yeah, I mean,
it's tough. You know what I'm saying? It's tough to expect her to have that kind of perspective at her age. I'm not making excuses, but when you feel like everybody in the world has something to say about you, negatively, and that weight is on your shoulders, then I can see why, you know what I'm saying, she reacts the way she does.
And it be in track got some crazy trolls, bro. Like all this, like what Let's Run and probably all the comments that be under every positive post that like Casidius Mag be showing love. Like I love like how because for a minute there when she did win, like people would like post stuff about her, but then it would be this weird caption, you know, like that kind of has some shade in it. But like Sidious lately has been doing a really great job of just posting dope pics of her and saying what she did, and that's it, you know, moving on. But you know, people probably like she probably be in the comments, like seeing what people saying, and these people don't matter. I mean, you know, they don't matter to not like that's like me just saying great job, Sha'Carri. Like that don't matter either. You know what I'm saying? Like just go do what you're doing.
But I mean, you know, to be able to perform on that level, you have to have that chip on your shoulder. And everybody's fire burns differently. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's fire is helping her, So if that's what's feeding her fire right now, because I mean, you know, maybe she got complacent. Maybe she felt like, oh no, I've done everything. I can do whatever I want. And then she needed that adversity to like refuel her fire to be like, no, you still have a lot to do. You still have a lot to accomplish. And she needed the shade from the Jamaican runners and all of that. Like she needed that to like to basically that was like Shaq getting traded for Kobe. You know what I'm saying? It was like, okay, I need this to be reignited to continue my pursuit of greatness. So maybe it was exactly what maybe that adversity was exactly what she needed.
And she gonna keep fueling it. Like, look, every time I'm gonna remind y'all what y'all was talking about a year ago.
And she should. Yeah. Because if you gonna kick me while I'm down, I'll bounce back.
For a minute there, she was be leaving interviews looking crazy. She say her 3 lines and be out, bro. I'm like, yo, dude is like, I'm just trying to, you know, whatever. Oh, that's funny. I saw this interviewer. Allison say, interviewer, what happened? Hassan, I fell. Like that. I mean, some of the interviews be asking crazy stuff,
bro. Like, I just be thinking like, if somebody tried to interview me after a hard workout, I would say some crazy stuff. So I know if I just died on a 10,000, like, yes, I'm going to say the craziest of things. I'm going to say whatever come to my mind. Like I'm there. The filter is broke at that point.
Yeah. Cause like cause like I watched that interview with Hassan. They really be like wanting her to say like, I did the race wrong or this, you know, whatever happened. Like, and they interviewed Femke Bol or whatever. They were trying to get her to say like, that I was just so tired and maybe some excuse. She was like, I felt like I just felt, you know.
Yeah, she was like, I felt great.
Yeah, you know? And they were like, they kept asking, did you feel okay in warm-ups? And she's like, I felt great. Like the third time, I felt fine. But
she's still pretty stunned in the interview though. Like her face was still like, can't believe it.
I'm like, you know, and I just expected to see, like when I saw the video of her falling in slow motion, I expected to see her face like all messed up. Maybe she got like a black eye today or something, but she didn't yesterday.
It was pretty red, like in those interviews.
Yeah.
And I don't think that red was from like the 85-degree heat.
No, that was from the track. But yeah, I mean, it's been a really very adventurous and like. Oh, did you see one last thing? So I know y'all didn't see. Yeah, I remember I sent it to y'all a picture of what's his name, Jakob Ingebrigtsen, like doing something for the crowd. So he was like trapped pretty much in the back of this 1500 until the last lap, and he was like, you could see he was kind of like looking nervous in that backside because he was like looking around trying to figure out how he can get out. Because I guess at that point you can push and shove in the beginning, but you can't touch anybody at a point where they feel like you can't get back into the race. So like he was trying to figure out how to get out, but somebody let him out, probably not on purpose, but they ended up letting him out. And then by the time he made that final turn, he looked at the crowd. He wasn't even first yet. Like he wasn't even like leading the race. He making the turn with like 5-6 people around him, turns to the crowd, and then like does like, you know, like hypes up the crowd. And I'm like, this dude is so arrogant, bro. Like, It's crazy to do that in a world championship. Like, you don't know. How do you know what's gonna happen next? You have 70 meters left.
You could fall down.
Crowd.
Hey man, when the juice is loose, you gotta let them cook.
But people don't like him either, though. I mean, no other runners talk junk yet because they can't beat him.
They don't like him because his tattoos are terrible.
Terrible.
That's true.
His tattoos are awful, bro.
It's almost like he went and was like, "Can I get a small one?" And then went back.
Terrible.
He got like a whole leg full of like 100 small tattoos that you don't. I have no idea what's going on. Drake did that for a minute too. Like, he did weird tattoos on his arms for a minute, and then he finally like decided to get a big boy tat. I don't know, but yeah, I could fix your tats before you hype the crowd up next time.
Mari said the interview made Fred watch his entire race, and he had to watch it. Athletes take a lot of unreal stuff at the worst time. Yeah, like, don't show me, nah. Like, they don't do that. I don't think they do that in any other sport, bro. Like,
two people are heading here. What are you thinking here right now?
What are you thinking right here?
It's like, bro, I haven't even gotten a chance to like gather my thoughts. I was just running, like, I was just redlining for 10 seconds, bro. Like,
I mean,
it's like the interview. It's like interviewing boxers and the MMA fighters after their fight, like in the ring.
Yeah.
Oh,
when they interview Errol Spence after he got beat up by Crawford, I'm just like, let that man go back to his locker room. Like, he don't need to
let him cry.
Right now.
Can you just let him cry for a minute?
Like, let him like readjust his brain, bro. Jeez. Like,
I mean, but granted though, like, just for all fairness, like, making Fred watch that race, the entire race. I mean, it was like 10 seconds. So I mean, it's not a long race to watch,
But it's not that.
No, I'm joking.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then when he drops the F-bomb,
then
he like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, and forgive for the colorful language." Like, what did you want him to say, bro? He just got booted out of something that he knew he belonged to be in.
Like Tommy, imagine you get off a call with a client that was just cussing you out for 30 minutes straight. And like, how you feeling, Tommy? Let's go back and listen to some of the highlights of this call.
No, that happens all the time. that happens all the time. I'll get up the call, have a bad call. My kids ask for something. The answer is no.
Like,
do you love me, Dad? No. Like, I don't know how to answer any questions at that point other than no. No, man, it's great. Let's rewatch it in slow-mo. Like, what are you gonna do? Man, you know what, USATF, just get the PR project out there. We'll have fun interviews that make sense, and the people that are in their feelings for a minute, we'll talk to them on the side. Like, hey, when you feel good, come back, we'll talk.
Yeah, I mean, I understand because they want those compelling moments. They want to make, like, want that tension. That tension makes for great TV, but you also have to remember that these athletes are people. Like, you can't treat them like circus animals. You know what I'm saying?
What's her name? That tennis. She said she wasn't gonna do any interviews.
Yeah, Naomi Osaka.
Naomi Osaka said she wasn't gonna do any interviews during a certain time, and then also the gymnast. She talked about her mental health, like Simone Biles. She's like, I'm not. It's smart though. Like, and then they be mad. Like, what do you mean? Like, I'm a person, and one of my dreams just got like shattered. You know?
Yeah.
Something I worked for since last year, this time. And you want to ask me a dumb question? I'm like, what happened? I lost.
So this is a memory that I have, like, from my childhood, right? We were watching, like, the Olympics. I was watching the Olympics with my dad, me and my brothers. And we were watching gymnastics. And it was the I don't know what they call it, but when you run up to the thing, the vault, you bounce off the little thing, and then you vault and you flip off of it, right? And somebody fell, and we was like dying laughing. And my dad was just like, "That's not funny. Like, these people trained for the last 4 years to be here. Yeah. This is a lifelong dream, and them falling is like, that's like heartbreak. You know what I'm saying? That's like everything that they dreamed of, everything that they put all this work into, and it's just like, this one moment is it. So that put things in perspective for me. It was just like, yeah, you're right. Like, it's funny to see somebody fall, sure, but like, when you put it in context and realize, like, this is somebody's soul, dedicated, focused, like, efforts for people in the Olympics. This their whole life. They've been training their whole life for this
Whole
moment.
life.
So like, yeah, no, and to pull them to the side and be like, you fail. What happened?
Yeah. So like, and it's almost like it's on a different level, but like kind of the same. Like from my perspective, it's like when you have a bad race or a race that you deem as like not what you went there for, and people go like, oh, but you ran so well, or oh, it's fine, whatever. Like I understand that, like bigger picture, yeah. Like I'm not, I didn't die today. You know what I'm saying? But it's like we all, like all runners, take 3-4 months, to like train for something. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so many sacrifices are made from like family and work and just like time to like go somewhere and then like have a bad race. Like it's tough to like in the beginning. Like it's just tough. It's weird.
Yeah. No. I mean, and then unlike shorter distances, like you can do 5Ks every week.
Yeah.
You can't do
you can't do a marathon. Like if you run a marathon and you miss your goal by like, just a bad race.
I've been this close to cussing somebody out for them telling me, well, at least you finished.
Yo, oh my gosh. If you are a friend of a runner and you see somebody have a bad race and they're upset about it and they share that and that's me sharing that I had a bad race is part of my healing process, right? So if you get on, at least you finished, or like something like that. I
appreciate the sentiment. I truly do.
I don't. At certain points, like I'd rather not like you've heard me say before, I'd rather not finish.
I'm about to just start commenting on people's posts when they be like, man, I didn't win the Mega Millions. I'm like, well, at least you played.
At least you spent your money. Yeah, at least you
picked some numbers.
Yeah, at least you got the numbers in on time. Oh my God.
We haven't talked about any of our training. I don't know.
No, we got this guy. This is funny. Like this was the topic Aaron was like, I don't really know. This is like, yeah, I'm amped up, but I can't wait I don't even know what's going off tomorrow. I don't even know what's on the agenda tomorrow.
Thank you, Allison. Thank you.
Okay. That piece of content, bro,
it's literally my greatest piece of content I've ever
literally made. Your best and greatest piece of content, and I don't think it's talked about enough. No, like you burned. So I wish that I was jealous of you when you did that, because when I had my bad Boston, Lance texted me and was like, hey bro, I stopped by Tracksmith to get my time stamped on the Tracksmith thing. I have yours. They made one for you. And I said, throw it in the trash. He was in the airport and he's like, I'm in the airport. What you want me to do with it? I'm like, throw it in the trash. He's like, you for real? I'm like, find the trash, drop it in the trash. Now I'm mad that I don't have it, but like I was jealous that I couldn't burn mine.
The only thing I regret is I should have put Usher on there. I should have put Let It Burn on there.
Like, wait, what song did you have?
I don't even remember.
That's why I'm hot.
I don't even remember, but I should have put Let It Burn on there for sure.
Yeah, you should have. But it was epic. It was slow motion. It was great. It was like, it's better than all the videos of LeBron jerseys being burned. For sure. Because at least you had some thought and some heart in there. Yeah, thank you. Sorry, Mom.
You're the only person that's allowed to say that.
Yeah, like, I mean, certain people can, but it's just like,
It'd be other runners saying it. I'd just be like, y'all don't aspire for more?
Like, at least I finished. Like,
y'all don't aim higher than that?
Yeah.
Y'all be out here running a lot, and y'all don't aim higher than just finishing?
I mean, because like,
let's not be those guys, though. I'm not gonna be that guy.
No, I'm saying, but when you, hold on, my thing about to die.
Oh man.
Oh no. Hurry. Wow, it was close. That screen went dark.
That's it.
Oh. No, I mean,
that's it. That's the most exciting.
But like when I'm out running like a hard workout or whatever, my goal, I'm not thinking about gotta finish this marathon. I mean, some people, okay, that's not, yeah, like you're right. Some people goal is to finish. But if your goal is to finish and you don't finish, and somebody was like, well, at least you ran, at least you tried.
Got the mile 5.
Yeah, at least you tried. Like, it's the same thing. All right, let's move on.
So on another note, I got to 50 miles for the first time since Bayshore in a week. Shout out to me.
Hey, how you feeling?
I feel all right. I feel all right. I had 2 pretty brutal workouts this week. Not in like the sense of they were tough written, but we just had some tricky weather for both of them.
But this was the segment. This was the segment I was going to do called "Where You At." You know, where you at with it? Where you at with it, Aaron?
So yeah, 50 miles for a 50-mile week for the first time since Bayshore. Had a pretty intense workout on Wednesday because it was 82 degrees and 100% solar load. That's if y'all watched last week. Olivia from Knicks was explaining the factors that go into the Knicks index, and I think today's final Knicks index was 84 out of 100. So 100% solar load. The sun was shining very hard today and also on Wednesday for my workouts, but I did not let that deter me. I hit my splits. It felt more difficult than it should have for the paces that I was running, but still quite a ways away from race day, so that's okay. And I'm just hoping
today felt like it was tougher than it should have been.
Yeah, because I was running marathon pace intervals, but it felt like more intense than that.
But Gary, you had this, didn't you say the same thing? Like today sucked.
Yeah, but I have a cold, so it wasn't the heat. So it wasn't the heat. I'm just sick.
It's not COVID, Gary. You know it's going back around.
It's probably not COVID. My lungs are fine. It's just the head cold.
Ah, okay.
Man, you've been had a head cold since I met you, though.
No, I don't think get sick.
But I didn't mean it. I was saying, never mind. No, but
all joke. Wow.
They know I was never mind. So, but today, like honestly, like I wrote in my like Strava caption that I kept trying to stop projecting to the race because I mean I should be kind of because it's like 5 weeks out, but I was supposed to do like 5 seconds faster than my marathon goal pace. And at that point, like at this point in the training block, you want to feel like that's not that difficult for 2x4 miles. But I felt like I was like close to a line, you know what I'm saying? Like, or I kept having to tell myself to calm down. Maybe I was like mentally like playing it up. I mean, it was hot. There were like these little random hills, you know, like that you were kind of like.
It's not flat.
Wasn't flat, you know. I splits, but it was just like in my mind, I was like, I feel like I'm reaching here.
I had an issue with the gravel as well. I wasn't happy being on the gravel. So
yes, man, whatever, Ern. So I asked Aaron, and he said he didn't have that issue, but Aaron,
I wasn't running fast on the gravel at all. My warm up was 4 miles, so I already got to the paved part by the time I started running fast. So
didn't feel like you were kicking like.
Yeah, I wasn't happy. I mean, there's a whole host of factors in my head I was trying to push out, but that was one of them. Was like, I'm mad that I'm on the gravel. I'm mad that this thing is as flat as I always think it is, and it never is as flat as we think it is.
Yeah,
you know. So
yeah, every time that I would get to a portion that didn't have gravel, or it was like kind of like hard pan instead of gravel, time like I sped up without trying. Like I would look down, it would be like 10-second different like that, and I'd have to slow down. So you know, that's something.
Yeah,
that's good to know. Good to know. Well, does anybody? We might as well not even really. I mean, that world championship vibe went crazy.
I mean, I got to 60 miles this week, which is throw.
Yeah, I'm
good about that.
I got to 70 last week for the first time, and then this week I'm at 66. I did decide to do a tune-up race or a simulator race. I'm gonna do a race over in Grand Rapids. It's a 13.35 race. Like that's the race. So I forgot what it's a certified course. And it's like I think it's actually like a big deal course. But for some reason, they have this thing where it's an additional like 0.25 on it, and they time you at the the official 13.1. But in order to get to such like it's something that they do, but I'm looking forward to that race. And it says mostly flat, So it's not gonna be Berlin flat, but it'll probably be more like what it was today. So I don't even know what the goal is for the race. She hasn't told me that part yet, but I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, that should be sweet.
That's what they get you though. Like West Bloomfield Trail is mostly flat.
Yeah. So I'm ready. I'll be ready for that. Like I think today I kept telling myself just to calm down because like at one point I was like I'm not gonna finish this last interval, but I just stayed running and then eventually you're not going uphill anymore and then you speed up again. What happened?
I had
two.
my last interval. My bad.
I had two separate ladies on bikes just say, "Hey, you're looking great. You're looking fast," and I can't tell you how much that like boosted my energy up. You know, just simple like positive affirmation of because I was struggling out there. So just to get like a little bit of a boost, and bikers aren't very nice people to begin with. So
don't try to change it. Don't try to cover it up now, Gary. You said two ladies said that nobody said anything about me today.
Yeah.
The dog said something about me. So in my last interval, right, I was running down the trail and I seen a guy coming from like a street that connected to the trail.
This Gary had on his Hoochie Daddy shorts. That's why.
So I go through the intersection. He turns onto the trail, and I could hear that he was like not right behind me, but probably like 4 or 5 steps behind me. And we were running a pretty similar pace. And we get to the next intersection. He's far enough behind me to the point, and I was running 2-mile intervals. So when we started, I was at like I was halfway through. So I had 1 mile to go. So I'm like, all right, well, I had this dude behind me for a mile, and hopefully I can just hold him off. This will feel like a race situation or whatever. And we approached this intersection, and the cars didn't stop. So I had to wait. And that gave him just enough time to catch up to me and pass me with like a 1/4 mile left in my interval. And I'm just like, that was so disrespectful. Like, and then he turned off on the next street. So I didn't even get to like catch up to him and tell him about it. So I'm just like, what was that? Like,
you know what upset me today actually was it was a couple on a bike and they were on bikes and they were talking and you could hear them coming from a distance. And so yeah, we talked about that in the middle. I seen it. That dog. So Aaron said that he didn't see the dog until it was already done lunging. He didn't see the dog ever. He didn't see the dog ever.
Dog's so crazy.
But so like when I was running as I was in my last interval, I was moving pretty good. I mean, because today my pace was a little hot. And I heard these bikes coming. And you know how sometimes Aaron or Gary, you know how you're running and then like a bike finally catches you. So when you're moving, people expect to catch you sooner. And like a lot of times they'll be like, wow, good pace, something like that. Because it took them a while to get to you. This couple finally caught me after I could hear them for so long. They finally caught me after like a mile. And they said nothing. The shade. They know that they was thinking like, dang, this guy's fast or something.
Yeah. They were
all right, I took it off.
Morning bike ride.
Oh, you took all.
It was all for me.
You took all the compliments.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So yeah, good weeks. I'm 5 weeks out from Berlin. How many weeks out are you from Indy?
12.
You're 11. I'm gonna keep it 100% honest.
You don't know.
I don't know. And so, I'm kind of trying to intentionally keep myself in the dark so I don't overthink stuff. I'm just letting Ari put whatever on the schedule, and I'm just doing it. Because
you've had much more to do with your training before from in prior blocks. Yeah. So this one is different. Like, cause how sometimes you're like, "What you doing?" I'm like, I don't even know.
Yeah.
Like, cause it's cool that it just pops up and you got 2 weeks to look at.
Ari give me my week on Sunday, and she give me a week out. So all I know is what I got coming up. So if it's 11 till NYC, then it's 10, 9 and 6 days until Indy that I still haven't even registered for or signed or like got a hotel room or anything for. So, just vibes, man. Just vibes. I'm just running. I'm just vibing. We'll see how it goes.
Don't pull a Sangster.
No, never come in Shannon. Never come in Shannon.
But yeah, no, I think it's I'm super happy that you got a coach, and I can't wait to see like what that looks like at the end of a training block and get out there for a race. Because Ari, from what we know, Ari's a great runner and seems like a good coach.
Yeah, and my goal has been to PR in as many distances as I can, leading into Indy, and I've yet to PR once, so we'll see how it goes.
Hey man, save the big PR, save it for the big race.
Yeah, sure.
So Tommy, let us know if you're doing a shakeout in Berlin. I mean, I'm doing a shakeout. I'll be shaking out. I don't know with who though yet. So yeah, stay tuned. I'm sure I'm not gonna have my own shakeout, but
there's this brand called Tracksmith that probably will do one.
Oh, Shacksmith. Tracksmith will definitely be doing a shakeout. I know they're doing an activation, so I'll probably be at that one. So Stephanie, please pull up to that. I finally got my passport because I had a passport, but I had to renew it because my birthday's in 2 days. Whew. And it expired. It expires on my birthday. So my birthday is on Tuesday. For anybody that wants to send, a Cash App or a Venmo, or like
you were supposed to have it ready, like in the banner right there.
Or a pair. Yeah. So you just said it. A pair of alphas. Whatever.
McKinley got all the money. He might send you some.
McKinley, Cash App me some money, bro. Yeah. So that should be fun. That should be fun. I can't wait to go. I haven't bought my ticket yet.
To Germany?
So the reason why though is because you mean to another country?
I'm just saying, bro.
But so the good news is I think UCAN is tapping in with my Berlin effort. Because obviously I use UCAN fuel for everything. Mom, chill. She's like, what? So my mom is going to Berlin too. I don't know if I told y'all that. She's gonna come out. She's gonna come. We're shacking up.
Nice.
She's gonna stay. We're gonna stay out there, so that should be fun. But so shout out to UCAN. They're gonna tap in with me for that training block, or for that race, and I'm gonna share a little bit more about like how I'm gonna plan on fueling for the race on Instagram. I don't normally do too many like commercial type of vibes for like any brand really, but definitely not like UCAN, because like I feel like it's one of those things where like if you see somebody using it, just check it out, use their code or whatever. But I'm gonna definitely share a little bit more about like how I plan on fueling for Berlin, like what's the plan, how many times and whatever, and then also like after the fact and all that stuff. So get ready for some content. And also, it's 3 people on this call that are on this show that make content. And I had a conversation with some other influencers and creators recent. If you see what?
I don't make content. I make art, bro. We don't call it content. We don't commodify it. It's art, bro.
If you see somebody's art.
There you go.
Right.
Some people make content, but I prefer not to call it content.
I like that.
But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Whatever. There's people that post things on there. Okay, on the line. If you see our content in art and you like our art and our content, share it, comment on it, like engage with it. Because I mean it's like I make my reels specifically because I like the vibes and I want to share the vibes. And I'm not saying like, oh, I need you to say something because it makes you feel good. But the point of all this stuff is the more views and watches we get on this show, the better off we are to make PR Project a bigger thing and then do cool stuff outside of just YouTube. Same thing as like Instagram. The more like you all like comment on our stuff and then share it, repost it, or like it and whatever. That's all good stuff. I mean, that helps us just position ourselves better. I mean, because that's what the whole like New York, never sleeps vibe is, because we've shown that we make great art and content and we have the show. So the bigger those things are, the more things we'll be able to do as a part of PR project and then individually too. So that's just like a random thing that if you see anyone, not just us, but if you see any creators and artists and you like their content and you see it, say something, share it.
If you're having fun on this stream today, hit the like button on YouTube.
Like it on YouTube.
Right now we had 11 likes and it's 18 people in here. So come on, man. Click like.
Y'all are just killing me, Petey.
It don't cost nothing to pay attention. And they got big shade for you in the chat. Allison said, Miss Kathleen, you might want to make your own arrangements waiting on Tommy. She like, yeah, look, she all set. Frequent flyer.
I mean, I just feel like from the deer thing to this, I just feel attacked twice in one episode.
Yeah.
Is this?
Yeah, not to mention those bikers didn't get in.
My actions.
Huh? I'm like, huh? But yeah, no, I think I can't wait to see what else happens with the world championships. It's such a long event though. Like it's like I think there's like 9 more days or something like that. It's like 10 days total. So it's like 8 more days. The marathon isn't until like one of the last days. It's gonna be a. So we'll talk about a little bit more and see what happens next week. So if you aren't watching the World Championships, you can watch it on Peacock. That's where I'll be checking it out at, and they have really good coverage there. I'm really interested in the Noah Lyles documentary thing.
The Netflix thing?
It's on Peacock, I think.
No,
they got a track and field, supposedly a track and field show in the works, kind of like
2024.
Yeah, kind of. They said it's going to be like the F1 show, and the F1 that show on Netflix with F1 documentary.
Yeah,
it did.
Yeah,
crazy things with F1. Like it really pushed F1 into like the spotlight.
Is it good?
Yeah,
I've heard it's really good. I've never watched it.
I hear really good things from people who aren't even fans of racing at all. Like they love it.
Yeah, they say every F1 event now, especially in America, is like the Super Bowl. Every time they have a race,
wow, that's dope.
And it's a lot of it has to do with the show. So hopefully,
they converted a lot of fans. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think when I was watching the 100 today and Noah got gold, and like how invested I was at like the whole like hope no one goes off like false start and like the whole 10 seconds is just like you're just so hyped. And I'm like, where has this been? Like, I mean, it's a fun sport to watch. Like it's even the longer distances, it's kind of boring. You got to kind of maybe go wash the dishes, come back for the 10,000 meter. But it's just an exciting thing to see people like anything Olympic related, or Olympics or Worlds, like seeing people like live out their dreams on camera, and like all the work that they put in to get to this point, especially like the ones that are really good at what they do. Like it's just fun to watch them like do that. And I can't believe I just was like, whatever. Like I kind of watched Michael Phelps do it. You know, everybody was watching Michael Phelps in 2008. Like that was just everybody had to watch that 8 golds. But yeah, I can't. If you don't watch track and field, like you might as well just get. I don't know about the shot put and all that stuff. Like I don't really know what's going on. But the racing on the track.
No, that was fun to watch. Actually, because of the 10,000, the women's 10,000, they kept showing the shot put. That got interesting too, because you got the defending world champion and the other American, was it named Krauser or Kovic, who was got Hungarian roots and then Italian out of nowhere. Like they made it as they made it as exciting as it probably could have been, you know, with the announcing and whatnot.
Didn't that guy Krauser or whatever his name is? Didn't he throw like an Olympic or a world
championship record?
Championship record, yeah.
Yeah, But then Kovac, who's got Hungarian roots, is a former world champion himself, and he couldn't quite just. Didn't have the day he wanted. So.
There was this documentary about chasing gold or something like that, and it just talked about the other side of like the Olympics and that whole like thing where like they don't make any money, like, and they can just kick you out of the Olympic camp random, like you live there, they can kick you off the campus or whatever, and it is what it is. Like people will go to Rio, and then like right now they work at like a normal place and they just back to normal life because unless you're winning, not only winning, but you have to be a personality and you have to win, and you have to win multiple times. Like you have to win throughout the year. Yeah. Because unless you have a sponsor, you're not like, they don't get paid big money unless you break a world record.
Got a regular job.
Yep.
And that 4x400 with that film could ball fall, they all got extra money because of world record. Because they still broke a world record. That's dope. Well, there's the PR project for you people.
Yeah.
70 minutes.
70 minutes, and we only got to like one topic that we thought we were gonna talk about. But that was dope. I appreciate that conversation. I think it's cool, and I can't wait to see what the women's final 100 looks like. That's gonna be hot. It's gonna be crazy. But all right, y'all. Make sure you like this episode before it goes off, or even afterwards. Go ahead and give it a like. Stay tuned. Next week we're gonna be doing another shoe giveaway.
Tell your friends.
Tell your friends. We're doing a giveaway with all next week as well. And that's it, man. Tap in with us on Instagram. Say what's up. Share, like, all that good stuff.
50.
Peace. Big 50.
See ya.